Hello and welcome. Today I will tell you why I love video games and where my video game addiction comes from. Let's go a little further.
Welcome to the Beifall Show.
Love this song.
Podcast, where
Love
you
it.
get the latest news, reviews, and insights from technology and video games. And now, say hello to your host, Daniel.
Oh, hi. So again, hello. And again, I have my coffee here. A self-made coffee, self-brewed, quadruple espresso with some whipped milk. And I think it's going to be really, really fine here. The last time I fucked a little bit up with the Beifall Show, recording of the Beifall Show, because I'm still figuring out where my cameras are located, and I still figure out where I have to put my cameras and how many cameras I want to have here. And the last time I switched something on the main camera and the autofocus was totally broken and the whole episode was unusable. But I have an idea. Maybe I can rescue some footage from it or the whole episode with a little trick. But that should not be the topic for today. Today, I'm going to tell you why I love video games and when and how it started and who is responsible for it. It was the Commodore 64, the legendary square. In Germany we call him Broadkasten. I got it, I think I got it to Christmas in 1983 or 84, and I did a research on it. It cost 1,500 mark at this time. If you convert it, it's like 700 to 800 euro. Whoa! So I have to thank my parents that they got me such an expensive present for Christmas. And on top of that, I got the cassette deck, the tape deck, to play games. And I think I got some games for it too. So, well, the main thing I can remember for this computer I was playing was Little People, and I'm sure there were some other games, but I was very deep into basic programming. And on the following Christmas, after I got this computer, I made a adventure game for my parents. It was a text adventure. I programmed myself with simple things like, you're going on the hallway. Do you want to turn left or turn right on the next intersection? And then you could type in right or left, and then the path goes on from there. And yeah, really, really great. But then several years later, I got the Commodore Amiga 500, which was the year was, I think, 1987 or 1988, and it was another 1,200 marks. So if you can have them, it's about 600 euros. And on the Amiga, I played several good games, but the one that I can remember is Zaxxon. This was a space shooter game in the isometric perspective with fantastic 3D graphics. And yeah, this is the only game I can remember on. So I have to make a little bit deeper research which games were on there. That's probably material for another podcast, because today I'm just going through all the consoles and computers I had and why I love video games in general. And for future podcasts, I will split up into, maybe I will make a Commodore 64 podcast where I go deep into what I've done on this system and what this system meant to the whole industry. So, yeah, and the other thing I was doing on the Amiga very, very extensively was painting. There was a great painting program like Photoshop nowadays, and I painted my room. Yeah, I can remember on one picture I made where I painted my my desk where I was sitting and the wall behind it, and well, great. So from that on, the next thing I can remember is that I rented a Sega Mega Drive in the videothek, and I rented with for a weekend with Sonic. And that didn't I didn't like that, so I put all the consoles aside for several years until the PlayStation 1 came out in 1997, and several games were announced where I was interested, and these games were Tomb Raider, which is still a fantastic game with a little bit clunky controls, but I have never ever had a Tomb Raider game where the environmental riddles were so complex and so good. I can remember on Tomb Raider 2, I was in the pyramid and died there all the time trying to jump over a ledge onto the pyramid. I tried it for days until I figured out what was my mistake I made. So the other game I played very, very extensively on this console was um, Resident Evil. So, Resident Evil 1, great game. Oh my god. I was so scared. I even was couldn't continue playing because I was too scared of the game. There are so many great moments in this game. Mm, and still today we have the great remake, which is out on the first was out on the GameCube and then later ported to all the other consoles. Mm, there are so many great moments in this game, and the other thing I played or I got on this system I can remember is Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, great, 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 great. This was oh, so many memories. And Metal Gear Solid, Tekken, Soul Calibur. Oh, I loved Soul Calibur. Um, which character did you play there if you played it? I always played with the guy with the big stick, who was so. Oh, this was great. I loved Soul Calibur. You haven't seen such a great graphics until that. And Gran Turismo, V-Rally. Um, there was one first-person shooter I loved playing, and I played it so extensively. Some words are so difficult to pronounce. So extensively or naja. So it's one first person shooter. I don't know if you ever heard about Disruptor. Great shooter. And if I get my hands on a PlayStation 5, I will definitely try to play this game, to put the old disc in and play this game. Because the problem with the old consoles is that the on the newer TVs it's very, very difficult to connect the old consoles which have not any HDMI out. You always need an adapter or something to play these old games. And last not least, Silent Hill. Silent Hill was... During this time, I thought, until Silent Hill, I thought Resident Evil is scary, but Silent Hill was so fucking scary. Whoa. Then, the next thing I remember is that I was at a friend's place. He had a big beamer on his ceiling, one of the old ones with the three lights separately, and wow, this was great thing. And he had the Nintendo 64, and we played Turok 1 so many times, and not only on the afternoon. We started in the afternoon and played through the whole night, and and just stopped playing when the sun was up again. Oh, great times. And in 1997 or 1998, so 1 or 2 years after I got the PlayStation 1, I got a Nintendo 64 by my own, and the first thing I purchased with the console was Turok and Super Mario 64, and then Zelda Ocarina of Time, and then there were these great games from Rare Studios. Do you even remember Rare Studios? They were big this time, big during the Nintendo 64 area, with great titles like Banjo Kazooie, Bad Fur Day, Donkey Kong 64. Yeah, great things. And then after the Nintendo 64, in 1999 or 2000, I don't really know when I got this, I got the Sega Dreamcast for 200 euros. Mm. And there were so many, so great games on this console. I even can't tell you how many great games. Okay, I try. So there was Crazy Taxi. During that time, this was revolutionary, fast and fun gameplay. Now you would say, that's even a that's this type of game is even a bad mobile game. So, but during this time it was great one. And then Blue Stinger, a very cringy and strange game, which was announced as a Resident Evil-esque game, in the horror genre, but it was everything but scary, because during the whole time you get this hilarious Christmas music in the background. Oh, it's great. I loved it. And then there was Resident Evil Code Veronica. Great game. The first Resident Evil with a real free 3D camera and 3D characters. And then great Shenmue. Shenmue. Whoa. I've only played Shenmue 1. This was a great game. I loved it. I did put in so many hours. I think hundreds of hours. I loved it. And after the Sega Dreamcast, I bought the PlayStation 2 in 2000 or 2001 for, I think, around 400 to 500 euros. Very expensive console. And on this system I played the fabulous, never forgotten Silent Hill 2, and later on the Silent Hill 3, which was not so good, but still great. But Silent Hill 2 was so great. Then GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA Los Santos. Wow, great. You have so many great memories on this. Oh, so looking forward to the podcast when I'm going specific into all these different consoles. And then Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, and then the Final Fantasy X, and many, many, many more. Yeah, after that, in 2002, just 1 year later, I, the GameCube came out. It was such a wild time, and now we are complaining about that. Oh, every 5 to 7 years there's a new console. It's so fast. And as you see here, it's during that time, every 1, 2, or 3 years, you bought a new console. And the Nintendo GameCube was. I only had about 5 or 6 games for it, but I just got it for one specific game. That was Resident Evil 0 and the Resident Evil 1 remaster. Great, great, great. Oh, man. And then there came out the new Zelda game where everyone said, "Oh, what this crappy graphics? It looks like kiddie graphics. We want to have a grown-up major Zelda." And then there came Wind Waker out, and I loved it. And then the great Metroid Prime, another great game. Whoa, this console thing and this game thing is, if I could if I would know how many hours, days I put into playing and having great time with all these great games. And yeah, I loved it. And if you love what I'm doing, or if you just interested in the journey I'm making here, so please subscribe to this podcast. And if you're watching it on YouTube, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and click the bell next to it. That's very, very important. Then you get an notify when I'm releasing a new episode. So the next thing was Microsoft Xbox, the big fat one with the big green X on it, was 2003 for €300 with the great Halo. Whoa, this was a great game. This was and is still for me, one of the best. It's the best playable first-person game for several reasons. Reason one is that they finally managed to get the thumbstick, the controller inputs right, and that you finally can play a first-person game with the controller and don't have to play it with a mouse. And they managed to differentiate the several difficulties, so that if you play on easy, it's really, really easy, and the hard one is not only that they didn't only crank up the amount of health the enemies have, and your health is down. They tweaked the whole gameplay. There were more enemies, and they acted much more intelligent. And this is still with the last Halo games I played. Still though. So there was Halo 1, Halo 2, and then the fabulous Riddick game. I don't know if you remember the Riddick films. The first one was Pitch Black, and then Riddick. I think the next was only Riddick, and the game was a successor to the Riddick film called Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. Great game. And then we got Doom on it. Oh, Doom, I love it. So, and then we had all the Splinter Cell games. But did we have Doom on the first Xbox? Yeah, really. Huh. I think yeah, and in the late. Great game with great graphics. And after the Xbox, the fat one, we got the Xbox 360, and I got the Xbox 360 Premium. Was 2005, and I even don't know how much I paid for it, but I got it with the new Halo, I think, during that time. It was Halo 3, and then there were many other great games. This was one of the most played consoles I had. I have so many games in my library. One of them were Gears of War, was released first on the Xbox 360. Gears of War 1, 2 and 3. And I remember with this Xbox 360 I bought a projector and played on a big projector screen in my living room during that time on this projector. It was great. And then so we had Gears of War 1, 2, 3 and Halo 3, 4, ODST. Oh yeah, Bioshock. Bioshock was I still love it. I replayed it last year, the Bioshock 1 and 2, and I have to replay the Infinite Bioshock. Then there was Resident Evil 5, which I personally loved, and Resident Evil 6 I played. You can watch my Let's Play, but I stopped playing after the first chapter. Such an awful game. I didn't like it. And then other things were Alan Wake. Great game, great adventure and horror mind game. Then Assassin's Creed started on the Xbox. I played the 1 and 2 and I think the third one. Then on this console it started my biggest love of all and this is Dark Souls. Yeah, I can remember I heard about this other game which is only on PlayStation 3, which I got early after the Xbox. And this game, this Demon Souls, was only on the PlayStation 3, and for the first time released in Japan and Korea, and then it came to America. And but you could only get it on the PlayStation 3, and then they released From Software released the um, spiritual processor to it, called Dark Souls, and I got my Dark Souls copy. Oh man, I loved it, and I still love it. I still love this game. I think they have done everything right in this game. I don't know. I in I can't tell you anything that's wrong with this game. And the first time I played through it, and then after that I said to myself, okay, and what's this game all about? I don't know. So, after that there came Dark Souls 2, where I got this massive, I got the collector's edition. And this will be a Dark Souls podcast, will definitely come on this channel. So subscribe to this channel, and then you can hear it. And there were so many other great titles on this system. And then in 2008 I got my PlayStation 3 for around 400 euros. And the reason why I had the system so late was because there were no exclusive games on the system that that for me were justifying to buy this PlayStation 3. And in 2008 Metal Gear Solid 4 was released, and I got Metal Gear Solid 4 and the PlayStation 3, and I loved it. And then the rest is history, I think you say like this. Then there was the great Resistance shooters, Resistance 2 and 3. Then Uncharted started on this console, Uncharted 1, 2, maybe 3 too. And then there was Heavy Rain, a game concept that you have never ever seen before. And then there was Killzone with the everyone remembers the Killzone trailer, where everyone was upset because of because it was just a trailer, a render trailer. But I love this game too. And what did we have on this console? Dead Space 1 and 2, Last of Us. Oh yeah, the great Last of Us. The funny thing is that I didn't manage to play through Last of Us. It was way too difficult for me. And then I got Last of Us Remaster on the PlayStation 4, which I got in the middle of 2015 for around 300 euro during this time, and I got it with the Metal Gear Solid 5 and the remaster of Last of Us. The Last of Us is on the PlayStation 3 was way too difficult for me. And then on the PlayStation 4, only several years later, 2 years, years I think later, mm, I played through it no problem or on the same difficulty. So yeah, so and I had the PlayStation 4, which is still in use because I didn't get the chance to get a PlayStation 5 until now. Yeah, there. I think in my whole gaming career, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox 360 are the most played consoles. I would say the PlayStation 4 is the console where I played the most. Only Xbox 360. I don't know. So on the PlayStation 4, I have a big list here. There was the Metal Gear Solid 5, and then Uncharted 3 and 4. Minecraft started for me on the PlayStation 4, where I put hundreds of hours in. Then the Last of Us remaster. Oh yeah, then the great Until Dawn. Oh, I love this game. Mad Max. Bloodborne. Okay, this is, besides Dark Souls, the best game ever. If you haven't played Bloodborne, you must play. You can only play it on the PlayStation 4. And now you can play it on the PlayStation 5, but there's no specific version for the PlayStation 5. So it's a PlayStation 4 game only. And then we had, after that, Dark Souls 3, then Sekiro, which I have to play through it. I didn't manage it. Maybe if you want me to play this on a Let's Play, then please write it down in the comments. Because I failed so hard on Sekiro that I put it down, and I was at the second boss. After the second or the first real boss, Gyobu Oniwa, the guy on the horse, and after that there's the bull with the fire horns, and I didn't manage to get past this. So you know how early in the game I am, and I don't know what's coming after this. So then there were so many good games on this console. I had so many hundreds of hours playing good games there. The last big game I played on it was Horizon Zero Dawn. I was very late to Horizon, but I loved it. And Death Stranding. You have to play Death Stranding. Some say it's a boring walking simulator, but the story behind it and the idea is so great. I played so many other titles. This was the first console where I played mostly the games where I downloaded the most games and not played it, bought it physically. Then last November I was lucky to get an Xbox Series S. Yeah, I wanted to have the Xbox Series X because of the drive that is in it. The S is only a digital only console, and I love it. I love this console. There's not many, but you can say nothing that's worth buying if you are into only new games, especially for this console. What is there for this console, especially this the Medium and Call of the Sea, especially for this console. Call of the Sea, I played through it, and riddle game, but it's nice to play, but it's a great art style with the Call of Cthulhu-esque gameplay and art style. On this level, it's a great game. Then there's a Medium, which I'm too scared to play now. And then I played Cyberpunk on this console for over 150 hours, and it ran pretty well, but I wasn't able to play the mission, the whole story. There's I'm pretty on the beginning of the story, and I have to meet a guy in a restaurant right now, and always when I'm going to this guy, it's breaking, and so I was playing only all the side missions, and I'm already nearly maxed out with my character, and I even haven't started the real game. So I played very many old games from the Xbox 360 and from the Xbox One era, because I didn't have the Xbox One. So that's my chance to get my hands on this game, on this console, and I have the what's called the Game Pass Ultimate for the system. Great deal. So and this is the last console I got in my nearly 30 years of gaming. Oh, and I even didn't mention that I played on the Macintosh, on the Apple computers, back in the days when, over 25 years ago, when Bungie released Marathon on the Mac. It was great. I can remember we were at an advertising agency during this time, and a friend of mine and we were so into this game that we spent nights in the agency. In the agency, and on the weekends we were in the agency to play this game on the computers there. It's a great memories. Yes. So, and again, if you like this, what I'm doing, please subscribe to this podcast and hit the like button if you're watching this right now on YouTube, and click the subscribe button and hit the bell next to the subscribe button, which is very, very important. So what's coming up in my gaming life? I still trying to get my hands on a PlayStation 5. First, I'm going to get the digital one to play Demon Souls, and then later I will maybe I will get the one with the disk drive too. And why I'm so looking forward to get a PlayStation 5 with the CD drive is because I want to play all the old PlayStation 1 games, and I hope I can do it. And so if you know if I can play Disruptor on the PlayStation 5, the old PlayStation 1 game Disruptor, if you know if I can play this on the new PlayStation 5, please write it to me and tell me if this is possible. And and then I'm going to get the Xbox Series X to play my old Xbox games. Yeah. So, and what's next on this channel? On this podcast? Yeah, I will make an episode for every console where I go deep into what I've played there and what was my memories there, and then there will be special episodes on games, specific games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, where I get really, really deep into these games. I think I will make some kind of let's play and review episodes. And then you will get a guest podcast. I managed to get some guests in the pipeline where we talk about gaming, and I have a very, very special guest coming up, but I can't talk right now about it. He talks with me about technology and where it's going to in the next several years. And yeah, that's it. I wish you a nice day. So let's roll the outro. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Bye bye. I love you and have a nice day.
Show.